Today's video is sponsored by Surfshark.
Hello and welcome to another video. I'm at Teesside Airport, which is one of Britain's least used stations, and I'm here because tomorrow I'm going to be flying off to Amsterdam and then Helsinki with KLM in business class. It's going to be a great trip. Stay tuned, and this is my first trip of a long one all the way to Australia, New Zealand, Fiji and Indonesia and back to Europe again. Enjoy the video.
Teesside Airport station received just 206 passengers last year, and it's not hard to see why. There's just one train a week on a Sunday. The station is about a mile from the airport itself, at the end of a service road, and there really is very little here. The footbridge was closed a few years ago due to concerns about its safety. If you do alight from this train, you'll get a great glimpse into the past. The walk-in from the station takes you past a number of original World War II buildings. The airport started life as RAF Middleton St George, and the classic World War II triangular runway layout can still be seen today, along with the old displaced hard stands for aircraft. In 1964 the base was closed and the site reopened as a passenger airport. Now the old RAF buildings, once the source of military order and purpose, lie either abandoned or repurposed in a half-zombie state. The old officers' mess, until recently a hotel, houses a memorial out front. Pilot Officer Andrew Minarski of the Royal Canadian Air Force, who was based here, won the Victoria Cross in 1944. You can read his inspiring citation for the medal and find out why he's depicted saluting in his statue pose from a link in the description below. My hotel for the night had at one point been a squadron building, although the Harrier model on top is not authentic. Harriers were never stationed here. The first of 2 weekday KLM flights leaves Teesside at 6:20 in the morning. When I travelled there were just 2 airlines operating 6 flights across the entire day, although the airport has managed to attract Flybe since this video was shot, operating to 8 domestic airports including London City. KLM will sell you upgrades at the airport, but it's far easier to do this online. Many people I've spoken to haven't realised it's possible to do this, but during seat selection with online check-in, subject to availability, you can simply pick a seat in the business class cabin and pay a very reasonable fee. £33 for my first little leg to Amsterdam and £69 for the Helsinki leg seem about right to me, although this won't get you out of paying the £6 charge for actually using the airport. You need to pay this fee before heading through security. There's not much airside and our flight was delayed due to bad weather in Amsterdam, so the £33 upgrade soon started looking like brilliant value as I could sit out the delay in the lounge.
Ladies and gentlemen, once more, this is the captain for the KLM flight towards Amsterdam. I have some additional information. Unfortunately, it's bad news because our delay has been even longer. At this moment, we are expected to board 20 minutes past 7. This is due to the weather conditions.
Today's video sponsor is Surfshark, an award-winning virtual private network that you can use to keep you safe online, access some block content, and even leverage some lower airfares. I've been using Surfshark to search for lower fares for ages, and I've come back in this video with yet another great example. If we look at flying between London and Denpasar in Bali, a really popular tourist destination, at the end of the year we can see that if we look from the UK, the cheapest price we can find is £526 return. Surfshark allows you to spoof your location, so it looks like you're trying to buy the ticket from a lower income country. This is perfectly legitimate, and in my case I selected my location as Vietnam and researched once again, and lo and behold I was able to make a significant saving. The lowest fare now available, £501 return. Go to surfshark.deals/wingingit for 83% off and a month extra for free. This flight is operated by regional carrier KLM Cityhopper. Those of you old enough to remember Air UK, and yes, there will be a few of you watching this, well, you might know Air UK became KLM UK in the late 90s, which became part of Cityhopper, and that's why KLM serves so many provincial British airports. Seating is in a 2-2 configuration, even in business class, which helps explain the low price for the upgrade on this leg. The front 7 rows have a good seat pitch of 32 inches compared to 29 for the rest of the aircraft.
Thank you for your cooperation. In case of an evacuation, do not take any personal belongings with you. Thank you.
We were all given a cup of tea as we had a ground delay, but soon were ready to start as the situation had improved in Amsterdam. Luckily for me, I'd booked a long connection. So we're airborne, and thanks to one of Britain's least used stations and least used airports, this is the first leg of a journey to the other side of the world. KLM serves a breakfast box on these short flights. It's just 1 hour flying time to Amsterdam, as well as hot and cold drinks. I've always admired KLM's style in everything they try and do. Even a humble cardboard box is nicely designed, and the contents weren't bad either. The great thing about having a breakfast box is that you can easily store your empties in there and neatly hand it back to the crew, which is better for everyone. So yes, really happy with this cheap upgrade, and I think I managed to get good value for the £33 on top of the economy fare. After our short jump over the North Sea, we descended into Amsterdam, and it wasn't hard to see why we'd had a delay. It was hard to see, you see. This area of Schiphol Airport used to be known as the Fokker Farm, back when KLM Cityhopper used to operate their regional flights with Dutch Fokker aircraft. They've now been replaced by Embraer aircraft like ours.
Goodbye.
Thank you, goodbye.
So here I am, safe and sound here at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport, off the Teesside flight, about an hour and 20 minutes late. The crew did amazingly well in handling the delay, I really have to say that much. The captain actually came out twice before the flight had left into the terminal building to give us an update as to what was happening with our slot when we were on board. We got a tea and coffee and that 30-minute ground delay that you saw earlier. The crew also rearranged everyone's connections and made sure they had gate information for onward travel, which is really good. That's pretty much everything that you really should be doing if you're an airline in terms of irregular operations. That's when things just aren't working as they should and you've got lots of delays. Still a huge amount of fog and mist here in Amsterdam, and I'm told there's also a public service strike in Helsinki, so we're going to see what happens with our next flight. It's not due until 2 o'clock, so I've got about 3.5 hours to sit out at the KLM Lounge, but let's just see what happens with my onward connection.
The new KLM Crown Lounge opened in 2019 at the Lounge 52 location. It's absolutely enormous and serves not only KLM, but its SkyTeam partner airlines here at Amsterdam too. I've been here a few times now, and despite its enormous size, it's been absolutely packed with people each time. The lounge has all the facilities you'd expect of it, including showers, luggage storage and even a smoking room. But unfortunately it lacks a good view thanks to this ghastly passageway, which is in just the wrong place and really unfortunate too. The aircraft taking us to Helsinki was a Boeing 737-800. 737s are the backbone of KLM's short-haul fleet, and they operate the -700, 800 and 900 versions.
Off we go to Helsinki, my second leg on this incredible trip to Australia and beyond.
Unlike the Embraer, the 737 has a blocked middle seat in business class. All seats on the aircraft come with in-seat power too. The first 6 rows have extra legroom, with the pitch being a very comfortable 33 inches as opposed to 30 further down the back. Just be mindful of the electrical box when placing your feet. We took off with a minor delay of only about 15 minutes and soared over the low, flat country of the Netherlands. This flight is over 2 hours long, and so there's a much more substantial meal service on offer. Hot towels were handed out and there was a choice of meals. I went for the beef and rice, which was quite heavy but no less tasty, and this would be my last meal of the day, as I was due an early night thanks to a morning flight to Qatar the next day. KLM's in-flight magazine is the Holland Herald, first published in 1966, which also makes it the world's oldest in-flight magazine, and quite a good one too. However, it does include one of the craziest route maps I've ever seen, with every single one of its alliance partners seemingly included, making up some sort of Technicolor spiderweb on the page. We actually ended up making good time, only for Helsinki to be closed, thanks to the weather. So a rare event for me, a diversion to Tallinn, Estonia, which is only about 60 miles away from Helsinki.
Helsinki was -1 degrees with clouds, no rain. When we started our flight towards Helsinki, we requested the weather updates, and about an hour ago the weather update was freezing rain. And freezing rain is actually the worst precipitation we can have in the airline industry. That means that the rain is falling on the ground and it freezes. Based on the weather forecast, we didn't took any additional fuel, and additional fuel is fuel to hold, to wait. We didn't have this fuel, so I had to make the decision immediately to go to Tallinn, and I knew Tallinn was there was no rain in Tallinn, so therefore we are here now in Tallinn. That's a bit the background, how we made our decision. Now my concern is to get you, of course, as quick as possible in Helsinki. I have to negotiate here how we're going to do that. Hopefully you can stay on board, we get fuel, and we go as soon as possible towards Helsinki.
So there you have it. Eventually we were nearly 2 hours delayed into Helsinki, but these things happen. A big thanks to Surfshark for returning once again to sponsor the channel, and make sure you go to surfshark.deals/wingingit for 83% off and an extra month for free.